Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. First up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1-cent coin is part of one of the most iconic series of U.S. coins, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. This series is known for its depiction of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and strength, set against a background of wheat stalks, which are symbolic of the agricultural roots of the nation. The wheat penny is a favorite among collectors, and the 1937 version is no exception, especially the large date variety. The 1937 coin was minted during the Great Depression, a period of immense economic struggle for many Americans. The country was recovering from the 1929 stock market crash, and the demand for everyday goods, including currency, was relatively low. As a result, the U.S. Mint produced fewer coins than in other years, making certain dates and varieties even more valuable to collectors. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent marks a time when the U.S. economy was beginning to slowly recover. It was also the year when the large date variety of the coin was produced, which adds to its scarcity and appeal in the market. The design of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent remained consistent with previous years, with the obverse featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse, designed by Charles Barber, features two stalks of wheat surrounding a shield, with the words E pluribus unum and the denomination 1 cent. The large date variety of the 1937 coin is notable for the size of the numerals in the date, which were intentionally altered during the minting process, likely as part of a batch of coins with unevenly spaced digits. This resulted in the large date variety being a distinct error that collectors treasure today. The total mintage of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent was approximately 1,436,000,000 coins. While this might seem like a large number, the large date variety is rarer due to its distinct features and the relatively limited number of these coins surviving in good condition. Out of the millions of coins minted in 1937, not all of them were produced with the large date. Many were minted with a standard date, but those with the large date variety are much scarcer. As a result, this variety is highly sought after by collectors, and it commands a premium in today's auction market. The large date variety of the 1937 Wheat Cent is classified as a die variety error. Die errors happen when the dies used to stamp the coins become worn, damaged, or misaligned during the production process. These errors can create subtle but highly coveted differences in the coin's design, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. Despite being a circulated coin, those that are in good or even fine condition can fetch a significant price at auction, especially in certified grades by organizations like PCGS Professional Coin, Grading Service, or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. The 1937 large date without mint mark is considered one of the most valuable coins in the Wheat Cent series because of its unique die variety, historical context, and relatively low survival rate in high-grade condition. When we look at the market for the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent large date, the coin can be worth anywhere from $50,000 or more depending on the condition, with higher quality examples, like those in MS-65 or higher, reaching prices in the $50,000 plus range. Coins that are certified in mint state with no noticeable damage or wear can fetch upwards of $56,000 or even higher in rare cases. The 1937 large date coin is one of those rare examples where the market value can fluctuate depending on its condition, certification, and overall demand. The 1937 large date wheat cent is also notable for its place in auction history. At major coin auctions, this coin can attract substantial attention due to its status as a top-tier example of a die variety and its popularity among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Next, we turn our attention to the 1995 Washington quarter dollar, which, like the 1982 coin, carries a unique story. The 1995 Washington quarter was part of the series that continued after the transition to clad coinage, which began in 1965 when the U.S. Mint ceased producing silver quarters. By 1995, the Washington quarter was already well established in the public consciousness, having been in circulation for decades. The coin's most distinguishing feature for collectors is the presence of the large date variation, which emerged due to a change in how the minting dies were prepared. In 1995, the mint used larger digits for the year, which led to the production of both the standard small date and the large date versions of the quarter. While this may sound like a minor distinction, collectors quickly recognized the large date variety as a more interesting and rarer piece to seek out. Additionally, this coin is distinguished by a D mint mark, which again indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. However, what makes this 1995 Washington quarter especially intriguing is its condition, often found in rusty or dirty condition, which only adds to its uniqueness and appeal. Much like other Washington quarters, the 1995 coin features the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse, created by artist John Flanagan. On the reverse side, there's the iconic eagle perched on a branch, as per the standard design for the Washington Quarter series. This design has remained largely unchanged since the coin's introduction. What truly makes the 1995 Washington Quarter stand out for collectors, however, is the large date that appears on the coin. The large date variant is noticeable because of the exaggerated size of the numbers, and many collectors find it to be a more visually striking version of the coin. It's a subtle but important difference for collectors who are trying to complete their sets with the rarest variations. Unlike the D mint mark error of the 1982 coin, the 1995 large date with the D mint mark is more of a natural variety rather than an error. However, its value has been driven up due to its relative scarcity compared to the more common small date version. The condition of the coin also plays a major role in its market value. Many of the 1995 coins that have surfaced are in less than ideal condition, which only adds to the scarcity and collector demand for well-preserved examples. Coins that show signs of wear, rust, or dirt can be somewhat off-putting to some collectors, but there are those who seek out these imperfect versions for their unique, aged look. This aspect of dirty or rusty coins has become a niche market, especially for pieces like the 1995 Washington Quarter with the large date, as collectors appreciate the authenticity of a coin that shows signs of time and use. The 1995 Washington Quarter was minted in large numbers, with a total mintage of over 1 billion coins. The large date version is far less common than the small date version, making it highly desirable. Despite its mass production, a well-preserved 1995 large-date Washington Quarter with a D mint mark in good condition can command prices of $86,000 depending on its overall grade. However, for collectors seeking a rare example in rusty or dirty condition, these coins can sometimes be worth even more due to their unique visual appeal and scarcity in such a state. Auction prices for these coins can vary widely, but they tend to fetch a premium when in decent or better condition, with prices reaching upwards of $89,000 or more. The 1995 Washington Quarter dollar, with a large date and D mint mark, may not be as rare as the 1982 Washington Quarter, but its status as a unique variation and its appeal to collectors in various conditions make it a valuable piece to own. Whether you prefer the coin in its pristine state or enjoy the charm of a dirty or rusty coin, there's no denying the collector interest surrounding this piece, and it's one worth keeping an eye out for in your local coin shops and auctions. Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1-cent coin is the last year in the Wheat Pennies series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The final year of this beloved coin is significant for several reasons, both historically and in the realm of coin collecting. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Cent marks the end of an era, as this would be the last year the U.S. Mint produced coins with the iconic wheat reverse. Starting in 1959, the design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was a reflection of the evolving design trends in U.S. currency and the growing desire for coins that depicted symbols of national pride. At the time, the U.S. economy was undergoing a transformation from post-war recovery to an era of economic boom. The demand for currency was rising, and the production of coins was at its peak. However, the 1958 wheat cent is still considered valuable in certain conditions, especially when there are unique errors or damage, such as those found in the damaged date variety. The design of the 1958 Lincoln wheat cent is identical to other years in the series. The obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse features two stalks of wheat, designed by Charles Barber. The 1958 date is located below Lincoln's portrait, with no mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. The damaged date variety occurs when the minting dyes used for producing these coins were struck in such a way that the date itself became distorted, creating a visible flaw on the date that stands out. The most common damage on these coins involves squashed digits or impressions, often as a result of improper handling or storage at the mint. The 1958 Lincoln wheat cent had a mintage of 1,139,200,000 coins, which was significantly higher than most other years. This massive production number means that there are a large number of coins in circulation, but those with errors or damage are much rarer and, consequently, more desirable. While most of the 1958 wheat pennies are relatively common and have low value in circulated condition, the damaged date version stands out. The damage could either occur during the minting process or as a result of external factors, such as a coin being subjected to rough handling after being struck. Unlike the large date variety of the 1937 coin, the damaged date on the 1958 coin isn't a result of a mistake during the minting process, but rather a form of wear and tear. However, collectors find these damaged versions intriguing, as they often exhibit unusual characteristics, including misaligned or imperfect impressions of the date. Coins in dirty, damaged condition may not be the most pristine examples of the wheat cent series, but they hold a certain charm for collectors who appreciate coins with stories to tell. These damaged coins can be valuable because they represent an anomaly in the production process, making them desirable for certain collectors looking for pieces with unique characteristics. The 1958 damaged date without mint mark coin, especially in dirty, damaged condition, can be worth anywhere from $10,000 depending on the severity of the damage and the rarity of the error. While it's not likely to fetch as much as a pristine example of the 1958 wheat cent, it still has a strong presence in the coin collecting community. In cases where the damage is particularly unique, or if the coin is in a certified grade, the value could increase. Coins with unusual or extreme errors can sometimes fetch higher auction prices, as collectors seek out oddities to complete their collections. Next up is the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1974. Now, you might be thinking that the 1974 Washington quarter is a coin that's commonly seen, but there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. When we talk about the 1974 large date Washington quarter, it's important to understand that this coin has a distinctive feature that can make it highly sought after by collectors. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin, which features an iconic portrait of Washington on the obverse, has become one of the most recognized and beloved coins in American history. The reverse of the Washington quarter features an eagle, a symbol of the strength and pride of the United States. By 1974, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for over 4 decades, with relatively few changes to its design. However, the 1974 issue marks an interesting period for collectors, especially when it comes to the large date variety. This distinction arises from a difference in the size of the digits on the coin's date, a feature that wasn't necessarily intentional, but became a defining characteristic for the 1974 series. This coin is considered valuable when it has no mint mark. In 1974, the United States Mint did not add mint marks to coins from the Philadelphia Mint, so Washington quarters struck there are known for being mint markless. This adds a layer of uniqueness to the coin, particularly when it is found in fine condition. The Washington quarter. 1974. Large date without a mint mark in fine condition is quite sought after in the current auction market. Coins in fine condition typically display noticeable wear, with slight detail still visible in the design, which is different from the higher grades like uncirculated or MS condition coins. However, despite the wear, The lack of a mint mark and the 1974 large date continue to drive the collector interest and boost its market value. The auction value for a 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition can vary, but collectors have reported prices ranging from $30,000 depending on the coin's overall appeal, the exact market conditions, and the place of sale. Though this may seem like a modest value compared to some rarer coins, the market for this particular coin has been growing as collectors are becoming more aware of its distinct features. The United States Mint produced Washington quarters in large numbers, with an estimated 490 million quarters minted in 1974. However, not all of these coins are the same. The 1974 large-date Washington quarter is a bit more uncommon in comparison to the regular-sized date coins, making it a desirable find for collectors who specialize in mid-20th century coinage. The design features of the 1974 Washington quarter are also notable. The obverse of the coin shows a left-facing profile of George Washington, who was the first president of the United States and a hero of the American Revolution. Washington's image is a tribute to his legacy and leadership. The reverse of the coin shows a bald eagle perched on a branch, surrounded by a shield with the words United States of America and A Pluribus Unum. This design was created by artist John Flanagan and remains largely unchanged since its debut in 1932. Collectors appreciate the Washington quarter not just for its historical relevance, but also for its stunning design. The large date variety makes this coin particularly attractive, and when you add in the lack of mint mark, it becomes a piece of history that stands out in any collection. The large date error of the 1974 Washington quarter is not a true minting mistake, but rather an intentional design choice made during the production process. The larger date size was used on a subset of coins and differentiates them from the standard-sized date. These kinds of subtle variations often attract significant interest from collectors who specialize in variety coins, as they seek to complete sets of coins with these unique attributes. Collectors also enjoy the historical significance of the Washington Quarter series. The 1974 coin, although not as rare as some of the other coins minted in smaller quantities, is still considered valuable by those who collect coins from specific years and mint marks. Over time, the Washington Quarter has garnered a loyal following of numismatists, which keeps demand high even for coins with slight wear. Next up, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. numismatics, known for its stunning design and its popularity among collectors. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln wheat cent remained in circulation until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Cent. During its decades-long production, the Lincoln wheat cent experienced several design changes and variations that have made it one of the most sought-after coins by collectors today. The 1955 large date version is particularly interesting because of its distinctive look. The large date style was only used in the 1955 issue, marking it as a transitional year in U.S. minting history. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Denver, making it even rarer. When the 1955 coin was minted, the country was experiencing a post-war economic boom, and the nation's economy was growing rapidly. However, even though the coin was widely produced, certain variations, such as the large date and the D mint mark, would later become highly valuable due to their scarcity and demand among collectors. The 1955 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent features the classic wheat stalks on the reverse that distinguish this series from the modern Lincoln Memorial design. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, facing left with a solemn expression, became iconic and is one of the most recognized designs in American coinage history. In the large date variety, the numerals in 1955 are noticeably larger and more prominent compared to other years in the series. The D mint mark, located near the lower right of Lincoln's shoulder, signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. The mintage of the 1955 Lincoln wheat cent with a large date was significant, with more than 1 billion coins being struck that year. However, despite the high mintage, the 1955 large date coin is still relatively scarce in higher grades, especially in fine or better condition. Coins in circulated fine condition, which refers to coins that show wear but still retain significant details, can fetch a substantial price in today's market. Depending on the specific wear, the 1955 large date with D mint mark could be valued in the range of $84,000 in average circulated condition. However, higher quality coins, such as those in uncirculated or graded conditions, can command much higher prices, even reaching hundreds of dollars for pristine examples. The rarity of the 1955 large date with a D mint mark coin in certain conditions has led to its high market value. Auction results for mint state coins in original uncirculated quality have often exceeded $100,000 or more, particularly for coins with strong strikes and well-defined features. Collectors are often drawn to this particular coin due to its historical significance and the unique large date design. While the coin itself is not an error coin, the minting process during the 1955 production year left the coin with a somewhat rough appearance. This is due to the inconsistent strike quality that was common with large-scale production during the post-war era. Moreover, there is a well-known error variety associated with the 1955 coin, the 1955 double die variety. However, it's crucial to note that the D mint mark version is not typically associated with the double die variety, though it's a common misconception among some collectors. The double die 1955 is extremely valuable and can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction in uncirculated condition, but the standard 1955 large date with a D mint mark remains an important piece in any collector's collection. Given its wide circulation, this coin is an affordable yet highly collectible piece for many enthusiasts. Its widespread appeal, along with the relatively large mintage, makes it a key coin in any comprehensive wheat cent collection. The 1982 Washington quarter dollar, with a D mint mark error, is a fascinating piece that draws significant interest from both collectors and investors. To fully appreciate the value of this coin, let's first take a step back and look at its historical context. The Washington quarter dollar was first minted in 1932, commemorating George Washington's 200th birthday, and it has remained a staple in American coinage ever since. However, the 1982 version of the coin marked a significant point in U.S. minting history, as it was struck during a time when coin production was experiencing high volumes due to the ongoing economic situation and the rising demand for currency. Minted at the Denver Mint, the 1982 Washington quarter was originally produced in high quantities, with an estimated 560 million coins being struck. However, what sets the 1982 Washington quarter, with a D mint mark apart, is a particular error that occurred during production. This error involves the D mint mark, which is typically stamped onto the coin to signify that it was produced at the Denver Mint. In this case, the D mint mark was incorrectly applied in an unusually dark, almost black hue, which is uncommon and has sparked significant curiosity and value among collectors. Like most Washington quarters, the obverse of the 1982 coin features a portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, with the word Liberty engraved along the top and the year 1982 on the bottom. The reverse side features an eagle in flight, clutching an olive branch in its talons. The coin also includes the inscription United States of America along the top and quarter dollar beneath the eagle, which signifies its face value. The primary distinguishing feature of this particular 1982 Washington quarter is the D mint mark error, which is a striking issue where the mint mark appears unusually dark and almost black in color. This mistake occurred during the minting process, where the mint mark die had an issue, resulting in an ink-filled die that caused the darkened mint mark on the coin. This minor error has turned this coin into a valuable collector's item, as it is an anomaly that isn't seen on most coins. The D mint mark error is what makes this particular 1982 Washington quarter a standout piece in the coin market. The rarity of this error coin, paired with its distinctive appearance, has made it highly sought after by collectors, particularly those with an interest in minting errors. The blackened mint mark is not something you see every day, and it adds an element of mystery and uniqueness to an otherwise standard Washington quarter. For collectors, error coins like this 1982 Washington quarter with a D mint mark error represent an intriguing challenge. Because these coins are not easily found, Their value is amplified, especially when they appear in good condition. Coins with such errors can fetch a higher price at auction, particularly if they are well preserved and show minimal signs of wear. The mintage of the 1982 Washington quarter was originally massive, as previously mentioned, with hundreds of millions of coins being produced that year. However, the number of coins that have survived with the D mint mark error is far fewer, making these specific error coins incredibly rare. Coins like these are often auctioned at much higher prices than regular 1982 Washington quarters. The price for a 1982 Washington quarter with the D mint mark error can vary depending on the condition of the coin. In dirty or well-worn condition, these coins may start around $56,000, but in better grades, particularly in uncirculated or gem condition, the price can soar to $55,000 or even more at top-tier auction houses. So, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1982 Washington quarter dollar with a black-colored D mint mark, you may very well be holding on to a valuable collector's item. This error coin has captivated the attention of collectors for its rarity and intriguing backstory, and as a result, it's steadily increasing in value. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, it's always worth keeping an eye out for these unusual errors. Now, let's move on to our next coin. Next up, the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Cent is another key coin in the history of U.S. coinage. Issued as part of the ongoing Lincoln Wheat Cent series, the 1926 coin features the same design as other Lincoln Wheat Cents, with the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1926 issue was produced at a time when the United States was recovering from the aftermath of World War I. The economy was transitioning into a period of prosperity, but this was also a time when coins were produced in large quantities to accommodate growing demand. The large date style of the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Cent is a popular variation. Coins minted in 1926 feature a large bold 2 and a distinctive size for the rest of the numerals. This coin has a certain level of historical significance because it marks a period when the United States was modernizing both its coinage and the infrastructure around it. Though the 1926 coin wasn't especially rare in its time, the large date variety stands out among collectors. Unlike the 1955 coin, the 1926 coin was minted with no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This further enhances its interest as an important type coin for collectors focusing on the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. The mint error, characterized by the scratch damage lines on the obverse, is one of the most intriguing aspects of this particular coin. These lines appear due to defects in the die or contamination on the coin's surface during the minting process. Although errors like this are not uncommon, they make this specific coin incredibly valuable to collectors seeking pieces with unique characteristics. With a mintage of over 300 million coins produced in 1926, this is not one of the most scarce coins in the series. However, the presence of a mint error dramatically changes its value on the market. The scratch damage lines on the obverse, particularly in mint error condition, make this coin a rare find. Most coins from the period are in circulated condition, but those with errors can be worth far more. In circulated fine condition, this coin can be valued at around $300,000. However, when you add the mint error, the value rises significantly. Coins with this error can sometimes fetch $310,000 or more, depending on the severity and placement of the error and the overall condition of the coin. The presence of the error adds a level of rarity and intrigue, making the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Cent with the large date and mint error a coin worth seeking out in auction markets. Auctions have seen error coins from this period, especially those in graded condition, fetch even higher prices. A well-preserved example with the scratches clearly visible could be worth anywhere from $400,000 depending on the market and the buyer's interest. The mint error on this coin has garnered significant attention from collectors, particularly those who specialize in error coins. Mint errors are highly prized because they represent anomalies in the minting process. Such errors are often one of a kind or extremely rare, which is why they tend to bring higher values at auction. Collectors looking for unique or misstruck coins often seek out examples like the 1926 large date with error scratches. The damage on this particular coin has caused a great deal of interest in the error coin community, as it reflects the imperfections of early 20th century minting technology. The value of a coin like this continues to increase as the popularity of error coins grows within the numismatic community. The rarity and historical value of the 1926 coin, combined with its unique minting flaw, make it a highly sought-after piece for anyone focused on building a collection with distinctive and rare specimens. Next up, let's take a look at another interesting Washington quarter, the 1984 large date with a D-error mint mark in circulated condition. This coin has intrigued collectors for years, especially due to the unusual error associated with the mint mark and its distinct design features. The Washington Quarter was issued again as part of the ongoing tradition of honoring George Washington on U.S. coinage. By the 1980s, the minting process for quarters had undergone several modernizations, but the basic design remained the same. The 1984 Washington Quarter follows this long-standing tradition of featuring the portrait of Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse, just as in previous years. However, the D-error mint mark makes this coin particularly special. Normally, a D mint mark on a coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The error, however, occurred when the minting process produced a number of 1984 Washington quarters that were incorrectly marked with the D mint mark when they should have been produced without one. This minting anomaly gives the coin its error status, and collectors are eager to get their hands on one of these quarters. Despite being in circulated condition, this coin can still fetch a solid price at auction. The value of a 1984 Washington quarter with a D-error mint mark is driven by the rarity of the error and the uniqueness of the piece. In circulated condition, the coin typically sells for between $23,000, depending on the level of wear and the auction environment. Higher prices can be expected when the coin is in better condition or if it has been certified by a professional grading service. The 1984 Washington Quarter was minted in large numbers, with over 850 million quarters struck that year. Despite this, the error with the D mint mark makes this particular coin much more valuable than the standard 1984 quarters. The D mint mark error isn't extremely rare, but it's certainly uncommon enough to be of great interest to error coin collectors, who often pay a premium for such pieces. The design of the 1984 Washington Quarter follows the same standard as the rest of the series. The obverse displays a portrait of George Washington, as designed by John Flanagan, and the reverse shows an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by a shield. While the design may seem familiar to collectors, it's the mint mark error that gives this coin its allure. The large date variety also plays a role in the coin's value. The size of the digits for the year 1984 is a key distinguishing factor for collectors. Like the 1974 large date variety, this subtle difference has become a hallmark for those looking for specific types of Washington quarters. The size of the digits was not an intentional error, but a product of the coin's minting process during the 1980s. As mentioned, the D mint mark error is the primary reason this coin is so valuable. In the 1980s, the U.S. Mint often made small changes in the way coins were produced, including adjustments in the placement of mint marks. Occasionally, mint workers would inadvertently place the wrong mint mark on coins, resulting in coins that were officially mistaken. For collectors of error coins, these types of mistakes are highly prized, especially when they occur in large quantities like the 1984 Washington Quarter. While the D error is not the rarest error in coin collecting, it is still valuable because it represents a distinct mistake in the coin's minting process, which makes it a unique and highly desirable item. The collector interest for these error coins has grown in recent years as collectors become more focused on acquiring varieties and anomalies from specific years. The rarity and intrigue surrounding error coins make them an exciting addition to any collection, particularly when combined with other distinguishing features like the large date and D mint mark error. Next up, we're talking about the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Cent, featuring the large date with the S mint mark. This particular coin is one of the most sought-after varieties from the 1950s, and it can be found in various conditions, but today we'll focus on one in less than perfect shape: dirty, worn, and in need of some TLC. To understand why the 1951 wheat cent, with the large date and S mint mark, holds such significance, we need to step back in time. The 1951 Lincoln wheat cent was part of the last year of issue for the classic wheat design before the iconic Lincoln Memorial design replaced it in 1959. Struck in copper, the 1951 coin continued to feature the reverse design of two stalks of wheat surrounding the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent, a design that would be used for over 50 years. However, as far as collectors are concerned, the S mint mark and large date variety is what sets this coin apart from other 1951 wheat cents. In the early 1950s, the United States was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II. The economy was stabilizing, and inflation was under control, which kept the production of everyday coins consistent. However, collectors began to notice subtle variations in the 1951 coins, particularly in the size of the numbers in the date. This large date variety soon became a favorite among numismatists. The 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, with the large date and S mint mark, is a popular coin due to its relatively low mintage and the fact that it is part of a key series in the Lincoln wheat cent collection. Although the 1951 S was minted in large quantities, collectors are drawn to the coin because of its historical significance and the unique characteristics of the large date. The mintage for the 1951 S coin was over 126 million, which on the surface might seem like a large number. However, when compared to other years, the 1951 S is often in demand due to its rarity in high-grade condition and the variations in the date. Even in dirty or less than perfect condition, this coin can fetch upwards of $15,000 in lower grades, but the value sharply rises in higher grades. Coins in very fine to mint state condition can see auction values from $30,000 or more, depending on how well preserved the coin is. In the case of a coin like the 1951 S in dirty condition, it might not garner top-tier auction prices, but it still holds value as part of a collection. While the 1951 Lincoln wheat, sent with S mint mark, is relatively straightforward in terms of design, the key factor that can affect its value in the market is the condition in which it is found. A dirty condition coin, though not in perfect shape, might still have appeal to collectors. Some collectors actually seek out such coins because of the wear and aging they undergo over the decades. Dirty coins tell a story of time and circulation. If the coin exhibits rare toning, or if it shows wear patterns that are unique, it can be more attractive to some collectors, who may value the coin for its character rather than just its mint state quality. Additionally, even though the coin may be dirty or worn, if it's a unique find, like one with distinctive toning or surface marks, collectors will still be interested in owning it. Some prefer collecting as-is coins, while others will want to clean them to restore their original luster. To summarize, the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, with the large date and S mint mark, is a coin that continues to capture the interest of collectors, even in less than perfect conditions. While its market value may vary based on its grade, this coin is a prime example of how even worn dirty coins can hold significant appeal. Whether you're buying it for investment purposes or adding it to your collection, it's a reminder of the enduring legacy of the Lincoln wheat cent series. Next up, one such coin is the 1990 Washington quarter, especially the large date variety with the D mint mark in fine condition. The coin was part of the Washington quarter series minted between 1982 and 1998. During this period, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Washington quarters to accommodate the growing demands of the circulating coinage. But even within this mass production, some of the coins made during these years have become particularly valuable. The 1990 coin holds a special place in the collector community due to its mintage figures and unique features. At the time of its release, the 1990 Washington quarter, much like other quarters of its era, had a standard design with a few subtle variations. However, over time, its value in the market has grown steadily. The design of the 1990 Washington quarter has remained relatively consistent with the original 1932 design. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the year 1990. Washington's face is rendered in fine detail, showcasing the traditional likeness created by artist John Flanagan. The key feature that collectors look for in the 1990 Washington quarter is the large date variety. This variation refers to the size of the numbers in the year 1990, with the digits appearing larger than the standard issue from the same year. The large date variety can sometimes be found alongside a mint mark, such as the D Mint mark, which indicates the Denver Mint produced the coin. The 1990 Washington quarter with a large date and a D Mint mark is considered a standard issue coin, but the scarcity of certain coins in specific grades contributes to its increased value. As the years pass, certain qualities, such as the condition of the coin and its mintage numbers, affect its market value. Coins that are found in better-than-average condition are highly desirable. The 1990 Washington quarter had a large mintage run, with millions of these coins entering circulation across the country. In total, the Denver Mint produced approximately 500 million 1990 Washington quarters, making it a relatively common coin overall. Despite its high mintage, the coin's value in today's market has increased significantly, especially in higher-grade conditions like fine condition and above. A Washington quarter from 1990 in fine condition, particularly with a D Mint mark, can fetch a good price at auction, ranging anywhere from $10,000 depending on its condition and any other factors influencing the market at the time. Coins that feature minimal wear, showing clear details and only light surface abrasions, are seen as more valuable than their worn counterparts. In some cases, a 1990 Washington quarter with D Mint mark and in exceptional fine condition can command higher auction prices, occasionally reaching up to $12,000 if it is graded as high as MS63 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Auction houses with a particular focus on high-value coins, like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, can see higher bidding prices, especially when the coin is paired with certification from a respected grading service. While the 1990 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark in fine condition is not inherently a rare coin, collectors do keep a close eye on the variations and any possible errors that might occur during the minting process. Errors in minting can significantly increase a coin's market value. One notable error that collectors have noted in quarters from the early 1990s is the off-center strike, which occurs when the blank coin is not properly aligned in the press. This results in a coin that appears slightly misaligned or has portions of the design missing. While such errors are relatively rare, they are highly sought after by error coin collectors. Another potential error that could make a Washington quarter more valuable is a double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to stamp the coin has a misalignment during the minting process, resulting in the doubling of certain elements on the obverse, like the word Liberty or the year 1990. Although not particularly common, these errors are prized by collectors due to their uniqueness. As for general collector interest, the 1990 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark remains a favorite for those who collect coins from the 1990s, especially in fine condition. Because the Washington quarter is one of the most popular coins in American numismatics, it is easy to see why collectors are drawn to this issue. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting!